get on my goddamn 5G. Stable fucking internet. What the fuck is going on there? Okay. Fuck you. Oh, Jesus. Oh, you fuck. Jesus, fuck. Good thing no one can hear me right now. He dropped a lot of F-bombs. Well, of course, the stream would start off by Sage saying something that is unsavory. About damn time. I'm sorry. I was doing my job and I was making customers happy. Not directly, not on the front line, but I was making them happy by making my coworkers happy. Do you understand what I'm saying? And then we've got some other idiot here named Nameless. Somehow it's got a wrench as well. The Thunderclown takes a look at the Circus Squad. Yeah, I guess you guys are the Circus Squad. And it fucking sucks being, surrounded by y'all. Yes, I make them happy. We may or may not be in the escort service. I'm not allowed to comment on where I work. It's against the company policy to reveal those details, but you may or may not be correct in your assessment of what's going on there. Sage, I know that today is probably a day of depression for you, as I did announce yesterday that, and I promise, sorry, I'm trying to hold back my emotions here. I'm really trying to hold back my emotions here. I promised you last night that we would not be doing NBA news anymore, and I'm sorry, Sage, for the first time in, at least three months or so, 3.5 maybe, I don't know the exact details. There will not be any NBA news today, but I can tell you that we're going to cover the WNBA. And Aja Wilson had 34 points tonight, leading Las Vegas to 12 straight wins. Sage, if we're not going to do NBA, we're going to do WNBA. So Aja Wilson, right there, with the silver hair, 34 points tonight. How do you like that, Sage? I know it's not quite the NBA, but it's like, if I'm trying to wean an addict off something, I'm going to give him, a little bit of a lighter dose, Does that hit the spot? At least a little bit? I mean, your silence is kind of making me think like you're a little bit disappointed over there. It sounds like you're a bit disappointed and or playing a video game like Run a Shit. The shittiest game that I've ever fucking known. Oh, now he's being a little fucker. This age says no basketball at all. I will have to talk to the higher ups. I don't make those decisions actually. So I'm gonna have to talk to the people in charge of this program, and I'll have to see what they're gonna have to say. Okay. I didn't talk about Run Escape. I was talking about Run a Shit. It's a different game. I thought that's what you were playing. I'm sorry. I can't read. You gonna blame someone for not being able to fucking read? Is that how you fucking act? I do have a bit of a runny nose. I've been doing a little bit of cocaine lately, and It typically does get me fired up for these streams, but tonight it's just not hitting the spot. Just not hitting the fucking spot. Sage says he will not be at the stream tomorrow. POE2 all night. Nameless says fuck you, San Diego. Sage, you show up for that stream. I might need you in the trenches throwing people down to the ground and fucking tasing their sorry asses. So that's not an excuse. You show up, you play your little game, you don't have to make a fucking peep, but you fucking help me by giving my goddamn views a boost, okay? Don't be selfish here, Sage. This isn't about you and Path of Exile 2, okay? Do the right thing for the cloud. I thought that was coming out Friday night. I do not want a view bot, thank you. I do not want a view bot. I do not want a like bot. I do not want anything like that. So please don't even suggest it. That's all I have to fucking say. Sage, I was gonna play Friday. For you. I was gonna play. Already ordered it. That's great. Why do they make these things available and then the person doing the stream ends up getting in trouble and they didn't ask for them? I don't know why. It's like I'm trying to it's like I'm trying to get canceled or some shit, and I'm not trying to get canceled. It's just a weird, hyperbole, a paradox. I don't know. It's one of the two. Potentially something else. I don't fucking know. A sonnet, perhaps? If I wanted to get canceled, I could always visit the museum. The Mega League Museum. 2,000 is a good start. Thank you, Sage. Thank you. I don't want you to do that, please. I would prefer to be honest and earnest and trustworthy. I am a journalist after all. At the end of the day, I'm a journalist, and I am the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Do you know what happens if you use a bot to inflate my stats? Do you? Do you know what happens? You just made the list! Shout out Chris Jericho. I missed that gimmick. I missed that ribbery. Chris Jericho's a good man. One of my favorites ever. Going from 5 to 20,000 would be a generational leap. Yeah, I'm sure that the higher ups at YouTube wouldn't be like, why is this guy jumping so fucking high all of a sudden, His vertical leap was like fucking 2 inches before. Now he's up to a fucking 19-foot vertical. This is what happens when you boost a stranger's stream. Thank you. I needed that. We love you, John Goodman, the Big Lebowski. Great PR on socials. Alright, well, today, what are we going to do here? I really am more interested in covering the Packers than the Jays, who almost lost yet again today. But the AL East remains the same. So, with that said, I believe that means Boston is 4 back of the Jays. Yankees are 4.5 back. They both won, as I just said. So the Yankees now, after being on a 3-game skid or something like that, are now on a 4-game winning streak. Boston's on a 3-game winning streak. Jays have cooled off. The bullpen's been walking way too many people. They find themselves on a one-win streak. And really, that's game 2 of the Twins. That hurts. In my opinion, it hurts like Nick Kurtz. It hurts that much, So I don't like it at all. I don't think we took care of business. We went 5-4 against teams below 500. I feel like a sweep would have redeemed it a little bit, but hey, it's baseball. Maybe we'll go ahead and we'll beat the Brewers 2-3, but I'm not fucking banking on it. We did win after being down a considerable amount of the fucking game. What did we do? We were down 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4, take away that. So we were down 8-5 entering, the 6th inning. And we did make a comeback. Thank God. Let's just go over the numbers. Sage isn't going to like some of this. I do know for fantasy purposes, Sage is not going to like some of this. But let's start with the box score real quick. Before we do that, a word from our sponsors, Dry Ice. Oh, fuck. Why the fuck am I drinking a goddamn Busch Ice? Dan must have fucked that up the ass. All right. Packers suck. Cover something else. Oh, I'm sorry. Your team sucked more dick last year than any team in the NFL. And that's why you guys got the first overall pick. And you wasted it on a guy like Cam Ward, a guy that used to play hockey, defenseman for the Carolina Hurricanes, instead of drafting the edge rusher that the Giants got. You guys should have took Abdul Carter, bitch. I'm sorry that I called you a bitch. I think Abdul Carter was the best fucking pick in the draft. And you guys fucking butchered it. Like you always fucking do up there in Tennessee. You drafted an Eagles fan. Little does Nameless know that arguably the best defensive line in football is the New York Jets. And that's coming from someone. The Jets. No. Not the Jets. No. The segment's ended. The segment's gone. The New York Giants. They are probably the best defensive line, in my opinion. Well, they got Dexter Lawrence, Brian Burns, Abdul Carter, and that other motherfucker. They've got another guy. I forget his name. They've got 4 guys on their defensive line that are extremely fucking good. I said Giants. Burns is a defensive end / outside linebacker. He's an edge rusher. He's not a middle linebacker. He is a guy that gets to the quarterback at an extremely high efficiency. Why Carolina traded him for like a second-round draft pick is beyond me, and should have been fucking vetoed by the commissioner of the NFL. That was just fucking grand theft fucking robbery, in my fucking opinion. Great player, Brian Burns. Great player. What can I say? Anyways, I've talked about the Giants for too long. Too much New York exposure. Let's get back to the Blue Jays. Let's talk a little bit about the box score today and how it's shaped up and shipped out. George Springer, 2 for 4 with a walk. He's up to a 932 OPS. He's sizzling. You got Addison Barger, who was as low as a 765 OPS during today's game, now at a 771 OPS. He sure has cooled off like I said he would, but he was 1 for 5 with a double off the wall, smashed 2 runs in when it was actually very important for us to. That would be the 8th inning, bottom of the 8th. Vladimir Guerrero not looking the same since his hamstring injury, 0 for 4, OPS dipping to 875. Bo Bichette continuing to stay hot, 2 for 5 with 2 RBIs. Varsho 0 for 4, kind of coming back down to reality a little bit. Those 15 home runs, I'm not going to say they're a fluke, but his OPS certainly is. The OPS of 853. David Schneider went Yahtzee today. He was 2 for 3, 3 runs scored, 2 RBI, a walk. I mean, that's a pretty big year for him. He's up to an 873 OPS as a rotational player. I really like what he's doing this year. For a guy that most Jays fans were saying should be cut, well, maybe go sit in the truck, hang your head low, and drive the fucking truck into a goddamn side of a barn. How's that fucking sound? Do you like that? Huh? Nathan Lucas, 1 for 3 today. We've got a couple of 0-4s, basically pinch hitters, though. Doesn't fucking matter. I think Ty France might have went Yahtzee today. I believe he did. And I believe he did. He hit his 7th of the year, 1 for 1, pinch hitting, and he did that in, I believe, the 8th inning or the 7th. Let me double check here. See, 8th inning. Okay, so he's the one that got the party started in the 8th because we scored 3 runs. So basically, Ty France coming up, solo shot with, I think it was 1 out. Then with 2 outs, it was Addison Barger taking big boy swings, hitting 1 off the wall and parking 2 in. Andre Jimenez is continuing to stay kind of hot. He did hit a home run earlier in the game, 2 for 3, 2 runs scored, 2 RBI. That OPS only had 641. If he boosts it to a 675, I'm going to be extremely happy because that guy plays defense like no other second baseman that I've ever seen. I think you can make a case that he's the best ever when it comes to defensive second base play, fielding wise, not bat wise. We already had that. We had Marcus Semien when he hit 45 home runs, which is a record. It looks like Christian Kirk. Oh, fuck. Why do I always do that? I think I do it because it says C. Kirk. So, because Alejandro Kirk is a catcher, right? So it says C. Kirk. So I always think of fucking Christian Kirk when I say his fucking name. And it actually makes me fucking angry. But it is what it is. It was 1 for 1 today. He's on the cusp of a 300 average. Sitting at a 299 with a 787 OPS slash line. He's doing absolutely phenomenal this year. What else do we got? We got Eric Lauer having a really rough game. I don't think this is sustainable at all. He led 4 home runs. Is that good? Absolutely not. 8 runs, 6 of them earned, 10 hits, and 4 2/3. I mean, he's been great all year. Worst case, they'll kick him over to the pen, but they're not going to do that, I don't think, for a little while. Eventually, though, they probably will. The rest of the way, I mean, we were pretty good the rest of the way. I mean, it was only Lauer that let the runs. Our bullpen was surprisingly good today. Thomas Nance, no earned runs in an inning and a third. Justin Broyle, no earned runs in 1 inning and a third. Sir Anthony Dominguez picked up the win. 2 walks, though. We've been walking a lot of guys, but no hits, no earned runs in 2/3 of an inning, and Jeff Hoffman redeemed himself with a save. His ERA looks bad, but again, I think he's been better than that, but at the same time, God, when he's not right, he is susceptible to the long ball. The NFL, we did have some fucking signings today. Some big-ass motherfucking signings, too. So, first and foremost, we've got a record-setting signing between Kyle Hamilton and the Baltimore Ravens agreeing to, I believe it's a $100.4 million extension over 4 years. So that literally resets the market for safeties because Kirby Joseph was the one leading the way for annual average at 21.25. Kyle Hamilton now, if you didn't do the math before, is at 25.1 per season. So, ton of money to hand to safety. I mean, he's very good. 82 million of that is guaranteed. That's an enormous amount to pay a safety, but I mean, you're talking about, you know, a guy that's he's a fucking stud. So, I mean, we'll see how it all pans out. I think that it'll probably be a good signing for them. They finally got Terry McLaurin squared away for the Washington Redskins. So they signed him to a 3-year extension worth over $96 million per year. I'm guessing over means it's an incentive-laden deal. So I believe that equals $32 million per year. I think it's only 44. I think it's only 44 million guaranteed. So it seems like it's basically a 1 or a 2-year deal. Most likely a 2-year deal and then an out on year 3 if he's not producing at the way, you know, he currently is, which makes sense. I mean, he's turning 30 years old or something, so he's kind of an older wide receiver. He could definitely be producing though in a couple years, but I'd have to see how it was structured because I know if you look at the Devontae Adams deal when he was traded from Green Bay to Oakland, that 4th year or whatever was basically just a cut year essentially. So it could be functioning similar to that. So let's take a look. So an update to the Green Bay Packers. So we ended up making what I think is a great signing. I mean, when I say great signing, I don't mean you're getting like a Pro Bowler. I mean, unless you're making a special teams team, perhaps, then you could maybe grade it out. But If you recall yesterday, I said the Packers only kept 4 linebackers. Well, today, that changed. They signed their 5th linebacker, Nick Nyman, formerly of the San Diego Chargers, and then was signed by the Houston Texans. Why the Houston Texans dropped him, I do not know. I think it is complete idiocy that they cut him. I mean, they weren't paying him a ton. I believe it was a $4 million deal, and I think it was $2.5 million guaranteed that he's getting paid by Houston to play for the Packers this year. This guy is considered dynamite on special teams. Absolute dynamite. I mean, for your fucking 5th linebacker, that's all you're looking for. Is a guy who can get on the field every now and then and play some special teams. So I think Houston did themselves a huge injustice today. Say, shut the fuck up. I'm ripping Houston hard right now, and I'm ripping Houston hard for you. I want you fucking over there, patty caking fucking Tom Brady saying, let's go, and fuck off Houston. That's what I want to hear right now. No, it's just a stupid fucking move by Houston, and that's all I want you to say. That's all I want you to say. Is Houston made a stupid move? Sage, tell me that. Tell me they made a stupid fucking move. Anyways, in adding a 5th linebacker named Nick Nyman, who's going to primarily carve out a role in special teams, who is an upgrade over Christian Welch, etc., etc., we had to drop our 7th round draft pick cornerback, Micah Robinson, who you will probably see signed back to the Packers tomorrow. Mark my words. He'll be signed back to the Packers tomorrow to join the practice squad. So that's what's going to happen tomorrow. Now, before we take a look at the Green Bay Packers and their practice squad, what's Sage saying? I'm just getting sick of this right now. Houston made a great move if you like him. They let go of him, Sage. They cut him. They fucking cut him. They didn't add anyone. Oh, never mind. You mean Houston made a good move if I like him. I do like him. He does not suck, though. He does not suck. Okay, Sage, I'm sorry. I thought you were a Tennessee fan. I thought you were a fucking Tennessee fan. I see how it is. You turned coat when fucking C.J. Stroud got fucking drafted. You know what's funny? C.J. Stroud had his first year, and it was a great year. I'll be honest. It was a great year. And I said it with all confidence in the world, as I always do. I said C.J. Stroud's going to have a sophomore slump. Guess what happened? I was fucking right. Even with those fucking wide receivers. Granted, some of them went down later in the year, etc., etc. I don't think C.J. Stroud is that good. I don't think he's that fucking good. Now watch, he'll go off and become fucking Peyton Manning, and I'll be like limping into this fucking thundercloud every day with 20,000 fucking Houston fans just looking to rip my ass. I'm sorry, but I think he's overrated a little bit. Because actually, if you go back to his rookie year and you look at the advanced stats, his interception ratio, touchdown interception ratio, based on advanced stats, should not have been the way they were. They should have actually been drastically different. Now, we got to go by what actually happens on the field. But he got away with a lot of picks. People dropping the ball when they should be picking the ball, that sort of thing. So, you know what? We'll see what Cam Ward has to say. I think Cam Ward he's going to be the number 1 up there. What are you guys in the fucking AFC fucking South? I think you guys are the AFC South. The AFC South, the one that no one cares about. Captain Cam. Yeah. There you go. I do have some reports to do regarding the Pete Rose bowl cut. I did get some text messages from Dan earlier tonight. He does believe that his season is done. He did say that he does believe that our mother, and that's awesome team, is going to be a hard out for anyone else that remains. But he had his head down in the dumps. It sounds like the team, at least the locker room, has been lost. I don't think if the head coach is telling another GM that the season looks to be over, that it bodes well for the team of the Dark Sliders, who are currently down 11-4 to a Nets awesome team. And I relish it. I can't wait to beat the shit out of my mom, to give her the fucking people's elbow, maybe throw in a sharpshooter, a crippler crossface, a fucking RKO, a fucking moonsault, a fucking spinning moonsault, and then, put her out of business for the year. I can't wait. I can't wait. Vlad the Impaler's up 9-7 over Alejandro's astounding team, setting up a matchup potentially if the score remains the same that Sage doesn't want to see. Sage is scared to play Vlad the Impalers, and you know what? You should be scared. Nathan Evaldi was the final straw. He got dropped today. I know Nathan Ludolo, whatever, Buffalo, who the fuck cares, was not able to be picked up today. Well, that's just the rules. We can't go against the rules. And then you've got a tie in the toilet bowl. This could be the best toilet bowl that I've ever seen in my life. Graham's great team is tied with D Clicker 8-8. I repeat, D Clicker 8-8 against Graham's great team. And that rounds out the Pete Rose Bowl cut. We look forward to an illustrious draft coming next Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. OJ's Juicery will be live to thousands and potentially more. Live stream, baby. We're going to go live. I'll break down every pick, even though I'm going to draft a dynasty like never seen before. All right, let's take a quick little peek at the Green Bay Packers. What's it, the practice squad? Yeah, it's not the 53-man roster. Almost lost my train of thought there thinking about OJ's Juicery. Here we go. Without further ado, I'm going to start it off by ripping people. I love ripping idiots. One of my favorite things to do is to look at someone that's brain dead and then tell them they're brain dead and then prove to them they're brain dead. So, for example, yesterday, the Packers cut McCole Hardman and Christian Welch. Those are two cuts that were made. And guess what? Fans were pissed about it. Oh my God, you're going to let them go to another fucking team? Well, guess what? They're both on the practice squad. Like, please shut the fuck up. Please stop acting like you know more than people that are actually general managers, that are actually, when they're good ones. And even if they're bad ones, you don't know as much. Let's be fucking real here. So, I just hate it. I just hate, the fans get all up in uproars about fucking fringe players that get cut, and then they end up coming back on the fucking team anyway. It's like, fuck off, man. Save your fucking breath for something else. Anyways, the Packers did sign wide receiver Will Shepherd. I have been saying this based on reports. I don't watch them fucking practice. I don't watch the games. I don't have time for that shit. I'll watch come the regular season, though, absolutely. But Will Shepherd was a guy I said multiple streams. I believe he'll be on the team, and he's on the team. Offensive tackle Brant Banks is on the practice squad. You got Isaiah Naher, wide receiver. We already went over McCole Hardman, so McCole Hardman could be elevated as soon as week 1 because Jaden Reed is potentially going to miss week 1. So we'll see what happens there. James Esther, defensive lineman. Hope we don't see him. I doubt we'll see him because we're carrying 6 defensive lines. I don't think we'll see him. And I don't think he's any good. No offense to you, James Esther. I know you're good in terms of some things, but you're not good at getting on the 53-man roster. Let's just point that fact out. Jalen Simpson, defensive back. Don't see the upside. Haven't heard any hype. We got kicker Mark McNamee. Not going to see it. Interesting signing. So we let Tyler Algersma go. Who I like him, big arm. I do like that. He comes out of Canada, that sort of thing. A little older, but that's fine. So he's gone. Sean Clifford's gone. They pick up a guy who I really used to when I did my first mock draft. So when I did my first mock draft with PFF, not last year but the year before, I was taking this guy in the 7th round. Now, there was a run on quarterbacks that year. That's the year that Sean Clifford got drafted. I believe the Packers really like Clayton Tune, and he's one of the ones that fell before we had to settle on Sean Clifford because there was a run in that 5th round. I don't know, man. I want to say 7 or 8 quarterbacks went. I don't remember the exact amount. But Clayton Tune was a guy highly graded, extremely highly graded by PFF. Not that that means shit. He was also Matthew Golden's old wide receiver. The court was okay. So sorry, Matthew Golden's the wide receiver. Clayton Tune is the quarterback. They were teammates when Matthew Golden played on Houston. So there's a connection there as well. I think it's a good guy. Take a year to develop. Malik Willis will be gone in the offseason, and Clayton Tune could be ready. I think with the coaching that we have, we could definitely get him ready, and I'm kind of excited for it. I think it's a good little pickup. It was not one that I was expecting, but I do remember Clayton Tune because I used to say, I actually got into an argument this year with a coworker because they were talking about Shedeur Sanders. And I was like, well, if you actually look up, because, I was being told it's racism. What happened to Shedeur Sanders going in the 4th or 5th round was racism. I was like, no, it wasn't. It wasn't racism. It's that he's not that good. That's what I said about Shedeur Sanders, and it's true. He's the 3rd fucking stringer on Cleveland with Joe Flacco leading the way. It's not like he's up against great competition. But if you actually look up Clayton Tune and you put him up against Shedeur Sanders, the stats are extremely similar. Extremely similar. So, I'm just going to say there was no racism involved in that. And the fact that we're using racism in football when most of the players are fucking black, give me a fucking break. It's a fucking joke. You're right, Sage. It's a fucking joke. Yeah, they're racist. They're racist and they didn't like it because of Deion Sanders. Fuck off, man. They're not going to care. If you could play the goddamn ball game the way that your fucking father played, you'd be a 1st overall pick. Let me see here. Oh, yeah, that's a good question. I wonder who the 1st overall pick ethnicity was. That was actually a black person. And then you had Abdul Carter, black person. Then you had the 3rd pick, Travis Hunter. I do believe that's a black person as well. But yeah, let's play the racism card. That's why they fell all the way down to the 4th or 5th round, was because of racism. Fuck off. All right. We also kept offensive lineman Dalton Cooper. Israel Abakananda, as I've been talking about a little bit on the streams, we did keep him as well. Deslin Alexandra, defensive lineman, don't think he's going to make an impact. Defensive back, so I think he's primarily a safety, Jonathan Baldwin, and we're extremely thick on safety. He's another guy there that I expected to see back. Aaron Mosby, we had him on our team last year, so he's back. So it's people were pissed off about us cutting him. Well, he's back on the team, man. Chill the fuck out. Christian Welch, who special teamer / inside linebacker, is also back. And then tomorrow I expect Micah Robinson will come back. Isaiah Simmons will not be back, given that we've got Christian Welch and the new guy there, Nyman, what have you. And then we, Jamon Wilson as well. We brought him back, I'm pretty sure. pretty sure we brought Jamon Wilson back, and this site didn't report it. So I think, let me just double check here, because this site's not up to date. Jamon Johnson, sorry. Yeah, it looks like he's on the Packers as well. It's a bit old. Well, he's not older. He's 23, but you know what I mean. All right, well, that rounds out the Packers. I mean, I don't know why people freak out sometimes. It's kind of fucking dumb, but it is what it is, honestly. I think we'll probably call it there. Did I miss anything, or is everything covered? Chiefs. What's his name? Ray Rice. I don't know what his fucking first name is. The wide receiver named fucking Rice. Rashee Rice. Suspended for 6 games. So if you're looking to draft him, you can probably get him a couple rounds later than where you were expecting him to go. They just wanted a new TV from the NFL. Absolutely. I would say that's a good stash for sure, honestly. Alright, guys. Well, I'm going to call it there. I have to piss like a goddamn racehorse. Y'all have a good night. We'll be back at it tomorrow.